Yo,
Yo,
what's good?
what's the word? How are
What's
y'all
going
feeling
on with y'all,
today?
man? Man, I've
Bro,
been I've been feeling
welcome
good.
to, I
I'm
don't care how
good.
you're feeling. Welcome to
Wow,
the third episode
wow.
of Get Into It podcast. Or should I say the
The
second?
unofficial
Okay.
third, official
So
second.
we're going with the second one. The other one had issues. We won't even talk about it. So, welcome to the second episode of Get Into It podcast. It's your boy D Falls.
You already know it's your boy Alex, man.
And it's your boy Blake. What's good, y'all?
It's your boy Blake.
And
What's good,
today
y'all?
is a special, bro. The
You
NBA
already know.
finals are over, meaning there will be no more game recaps. We are talking about the series in general. The
Meaning
Milwaukee
I was
Bucks,
right.
credit to Alex, 1-6.
Thank you.
Me and
Thank
Blake
you.
were wrong.
Of
So,
course, per
Alex,
usual.
I'm gonna start with you because you were right. How did you feel about the finals and Giannis and all that good stuff?
All right, man. So obviously the Suns, they went up 2-0 in the finals, and I saw a lot of people, they was taking it overboard. They were like, man, the Bucks ain't finna get swept. Suns and 4, Suns and 5. Oh man, Giannis out here getting exposed. And it's like, calm down, calm down. Because really, in my mind, they only played one game. All right,
Right.
game ones, I don't usually. I usually take those with a grain of salt in playoff series because I feel like that's kind of the fill out game for a lot of teams. Game two is when you make the adjustments and you just see what works and what didn't work. And so obviously game two, I was like, okay, the Bucks lost, but now they go back on their home court. Obviously they won. Obviously they won the next two games. Phoenix came back. They tried to win. They tried to win. Keyword tried, but obviously they failed. Went back to Milwaukee, tried to win again. Obviously they failed. But yeah, man, that's really my thoughts. Giannis, outside of the first game when obviously he was kind of playing a little hurt-ish, you could tell he wasn't really fully into it. Giannis played outstanding. I'm gonna be honest with you, one of the best finals runs, really one of the best playoff runs I've seen by a player in a while. Chris Middleton, he played pretty good as well. He put up 24 in these finals.
That boy the
Drew
GOAT.
Holiday, Drew, Drew
I don't
Holiday,
want to hear no
uh,
more Chris Middleton slander.
he look, he's still gonna get slandered. You already know. He's still
No,
gonna get slandered.
that boy's a
He's still
champion.
gonna get slandered.
He was a
He's a
champion.
champion. He's a champion.
So I don't want to hear it.
He's still gonna get
Finish
slandered
your
though.
thought.
He's still gonna
Finish
get
your thought.
slandered. Drew Holiday, he was very weird because it seemed like he just put all his offensive talent and just strictly put it to defense.
I mean, it
Because
worked.
it worked, but I mean, he had a game where he shot like 4 for 20. Last game he shot, I believe, 4 for 19. Yeah, 4 for
4 for
19.
19.
Yes,
And 2 for
4 for
7 from
19. I mean,
3.
he still put up 16 in this series, which is okay, I guess, but he shot 35% from the field. So take that with a grain of salt. But on the other end, he was locking up defensively, definitely showing us why he's one of the premier elite defensive players in today's league, man. On the other side, for the other 2 stars, the 3 stars, I would say, for the Suns, Chris Paul, he had a very up and down final series for me. First 2 games he played great. That third game though, after the second game, he kind of dipped off for me a little bit. Game 5, I believe he had 21 and 11. But when you really watch the game, he didn't have a great game up until that fourth quarter, which is when he started taking off. But then again, it's like, Chris, if you had just played the entire game like how you did in the fourth quarter, y'all would have won. So, I mean, game 6, he played good, but it wasn't what they needed. It wasn't like an elimination game performance that I was kind of expecting from a guy on Chris Paul's level of his caliber. Devin Booker, though, I feel like he definitely played good. He obviously had his struggles trying to deal with Drew Holiday. Trying to deal with Drew Holiday this entire series, but he still managed to pull off two 40-point games. The first Sun to ever do that in their franchise history, post two back-to-back 40-point games in the finals. So I feel like he definitely we saw some improvement from him. We saw what he was really made of, and I feel more comfortable with putting him up in that upper echelon tier of players after this series. DeAndre Ayton, he was alright. He was alright.
He
You
at
know,
least
I
one more
mean,
time to progress. I mean, he's
yeah,
young.
it's that, and it's like I feel like he was kind of being underutilized. This finals run, I feel like he really needs to be more of an essential part in the Suns' offense, but we can talk about that later. Defensively, he tried. You can't say he didn't try, but yeah. he tried. He tried. And I really want to get onto Game 6, which was for me outside of that insane 50-point performance that we saw from Giannis. It was kind of like a game of two coaches. All right, one coach saw that something was going wrong, right, and he made an adjustment. The other coach saw that something was going wrong, and he didn't make the adjustment. And I'm very surprised to say that Mike Budenholzer actually outcoached Monty Williams. I never thought that I would say that in my life, but I'm saying it now. He did. Because when he saw because when he saw that Brook Lopez was getting absolutely murdered on that pick and roll, and the Suns actually came back off of that, off just exploiting that pick and roll, he made the right decision. He pulled Brook Lopez. He inserted Bobby Portis to give him a little bit more versatility on that end, a little bit more little bit.
I've been saying Bobby Portis is that dude for the past 5 years. He is that guy. Put some respect on Bugman.
Y'all forgot that he was that man in Arkansas, though. Just saying,
bro. He's always been that man.
Look, man, we already know about Bobby Portis. Chicago Bulls legend, man. He's a legend.
A legend.
A legend.
He should
Chicago
be on the
Bulls
all-time
legend.
team on 2K.
He should have his banner hanging up. He should have his banner hanging up.
They should.
All right. No, but in all seriousness, though, so yeah, they were obviously they made that switch, and that really helped them kind of push the Suns back, is what I'm trying to say. Now, on the other end, Monty Williams saw that DeAndre Ayton could not guard Giannis one-on-one. Like, there was no matter who they put on him. DeAndre got on him for a couple possessions. That didn't work out. I saw Jay Crowder try to guard him for a couple possessions. That didn't work out. For some reason, somehow, Frank Kaminsky was in the game to be put on Giannis. That didn't work out. And so at a certain point, even though I don't think that the Suns had the right personnel to form like that wall that we saw that worked against Giannis so well with Miami and Toronto, even though they didn't have the personnel like that, they should have at least tried something instead of, just letting DeAndre go one-on-one with Giannis and pretty much push your luck with that. Because we saw Giannis just pushing him around. Like, this is a 7'1" guy, 240, 250, just getting pushed around by Giannis. And it's like there's nothing being done to help out DeAndre in that sense. And so, DeAndre, he was passable on defense. He did the most he could, but obviously it didn't work out. So that's really just my my thoughts on this series and finals in general.
Yeah, that's your whole monologue, huh? That's your monologue of how you felt.
Hey, man.
True. Yes, sir. How did you feel? Try not to talk as long as this guy, because there might not be any air left by the time.
Hey, man, when you write, you deserve to talk. When you write, you deserve to talk.
Right. Okay.
So
whatever. Go ahead, Blake.
No.
All right. So my thoughts on this series. The Suns' lack of depth killed them. Point blank, period. they had zero help from the rest of their guys. I'll admit, Jay Crowder did play well. Aside from him, and aside from their 3 stars, they got zero help from their bench. They got zero help from Bridges. Like Bridges is more of a defensive player. I understand that, but like still though, like I felt like he could have shined more and he didn't. Cameron Johnson could have done more. He's a knockdown shooter. I feel like, and obviously you're not gonna be making every shot, but I feel like you gotta work for this moment and be able to shine when it counts, you know. And I feel like he definitely didn't do that. And then like Alex was saying, Giannis killed him. Giannis babied Aiden. Giannis babied Crowder. He babied Kaminsky. Like anyone that was thrown on Giannis, Giannis just devoured him. You know what I mean? And obviously, you know, there's a reason why he's a 2-time MVP. It's a reason, but still though, like, you just got to make that adjustment. And Monty Williams simply didn't do that. Also, I was very disappointed at the way DeAndre Ayton played. On offense, from my point of view, it seemed like he was very scared. He played a little too scared. Like Brook Lopez and Giannis defending him, it seemed like he was playing very scared. And I don't understand why. It's just like in the post, you know, that's a high percentage shot. I understand you're not going to make a lot of them, but still, it's a high percentage shot. The shots that I was seeing him take, I could tell he didn't like all that physicality. He just wasn't playing up to his standards. And because of that, I feel like that was part of the reason why Suns lost, along with the fact that Chris Paul didn't play his best basketball. Yes, he had a little over 16, or not 16, my fault. He averaged like at least like 20 something, but nonetheless, he still didn't play the way that I know Chris Paul can play. But, you know, that's another learning thing that he'll have to do if he wants to make it back.
The guy's 36.
Hey, if he wants to, you know,
I feel like he's done all the learning that he could. Man,
first of all, you're always a student to the game at the end of the day.
Okay, so, that's true, but this is 15th year in the league, man. Come on.
I know, but still though, like, if he wants to make it to the finals, you got to use this, learn from it, and do something different, you know? But, yeah. And then Devin Booker, he played pretty well. I'm not going to lie. Jrue Holiday definitely was playing some great defense on him. I can't even lie. Like, it was some really great defense. But the type of defense that he was playing on Devin Booker definitely brought it. Can't say that he did it, you know? But, yeah, it's just Giannis just absolutely destroyed them, and it just wasn't enough for the Suns to come back and win. So, yeah.
All right. A couple things.
And now on to the next topic.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. So I'm going to start with one of the things you said, Blake. One of the things that you mentioned that I disagree respectfully. One of the things that I disagree with that you said was when you mentioned Cameron Johnson and how he could have done more. All right. So I don't think that's on him. I think that's a coaching thing, because if you don't get him the ball or you don't run plays for him, he's not gonna, you know, if you run through in the fourth quarter, if you only run plays for Devin Booker and Chris Paul, when's he gonna shoot? Because, you know, they actually run through a game plan, whereas on the court, you just, you know, you get the ball, you shoot it if you want. Like, there's no coach yelling at you.
That's
while
fair.
He is a good shooter. So I think this playoff series really showed Monty Williams' inexperience, or at least his inexperience being a head coach getting this far. Because if you ask anybody in the league, except for maybe a few, no one saw the Suns getting this far, right? So this was already a great season for them. Like, We expected them to be in the playoffs. We expected them to be decent, but we didn't expect finals, game 6. Like that's not what we were expecting. And Monty Williams and the rest of the team, it really just showed their collective youth per se, and the level of, let me not say the level, but how much experience they had was not adequate compared to the Bucks, who are really battle tested, and you really saw that throughout the playoffs. They started off down in every series except for one, and that was the Washington series in the first round. When they went down 2-0 against Brooklyn, they did the exact same thing. They stayed even keel, and they didn't get too high or too low. That's one of the things Giannis said going into these playoffs, that they can't go too high or too low. And that's something that they really held true to. So when they went down 2-0, like you said, Alex, most people, were down on them saying, yeah, they're going to get swept. Like, they're not winning at all. I know I was one of those people, and obviously you were, who was like, whoa, chill out. This has happened before. They're not going to lose at home. And sure enough, they didn't lose at home. But they also went on to not lose another game. And it really shows I'm not going to give Budenholzer too much credit because I don't think
you can't give him his credit.
Like I'm gonna use Kyrie's. I'm gonna have a Kyrie moment. I don't think they needed a coach. I don't think they needed him as a coach to win that. Because I'm not saying he didn't do anything. But like I think most of their success was driven by Giannis and Chris. They were the leaders in the locker room. They,
who coached them?
Galvanized, huh?
And who coached them? Who coached them? Who brought in that foundation for them to follow? Budenholzer.
Well, technically it wasn't Budenholzer. Technically it was Jason Kidd.
Oh no!
You did not just bring up Jason Kidd.
Okay.
You talking about the man that tried to put Giannis at the point?
Okay.
All
right, real quick. Before
happened with Jason Kidd.
No, he tried to put Giannis in at the point. That was probably the worst version of Giannis I've ever seen.
Look, when did Giannis start getting better? Like dramatically better?
I mean, his entire career. It was great. It was a gradual increase his entire career.
I'm just saying. Jason Kidd started him on that trend. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but you realize that when there's a new coach brings in new things. A new coach brings in new things.
I'm not doing it. I don't like him
in the world.
Okay, but Devin, you got to realize, you got to think. I don't like him. Who made those adjustments? Like, who had to make the adjustments? Who took Giannis on ball, placed him on ball, had Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton handle the ball, pick and roll with Giannis, and that put Giannis in the best positions to score. Okay, that was Budenholzer.
I'm giving the credit to the assistant coach because I don't like Budenholzer.
Talk about the assistant coach. Who's the assistant coach?
Yeah, please tell me.
That's irrelevant. You know him, right? It doesn't matter who he is.
Exactly.
He's not Budenholzer. That's the
point. Anywho, before we move on, by the way, I was gonna correct you real quick. I gotta correct you real quick. Milwaukee faced Miami in the first round.
Yeah, that was Philly that faced Washington.
Oh, I'm sorry. Right. My bad. You're right. Yeah, my bad. I was thinking about Philadelphia. Thank you for catching that. Whatever. Back to my point. I'm gonna talk about Giannis for a second. So, Alex, you made a slick comment that he's the best player in the league. I agree. I agree.
Yes.
After what I would consider, it's definitely the best closeout game I've ever seen. Live watching it. It's definitely up there with LeBron's closeout game, Game 7 in Oracle. It's for the people that did have the opportunity to watch MJ close out Utah, with the little shot that I taught him. That was cool. Shot. But this was definitely the most dominant game I've ever seen Giannis play. The little flick of their wrist, the little flick of their wrist. But I really taught him that crossover though. But that's not the point.
He wasn't even born yet.
No, I was born. I'm 80 years old. You just don't know it. But look,
you're
stop
80.
getting me off topic. Look, Giannis had 50 points, 14 rebounds. He only had 2 assists, but when no one else is helping him for the entire 3 quarters,
I mean, when you're
at that
about to
point, you
score
had to stop
50, who are you
because
passing
nobody else could hit. Huh?
I was about to say, like, when you're on your way on the road to 50, who are you passing? Like, who are you passing to?
You pass it to people who are open, so hopefully they make a shot. But when they're not making a shot, then you just stop passing the ball, which is what Giannis did. Because if he kept passing the ball, they was gonna lose because they could not. No one else but Giannis had it going that night.
I mean, Bobby Portis, he had it going.
I was about to say, Bobby Portis probably had the game of his life. Yes.
Yeah, Bobby Portis. I ain't gonna lie. Bobby Portis was arguably their second best player yesterday. Or not yesterday.
He's right. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like he was actually hitting his shots this time.
Because Bobby Portis had 16. Well, his numbers don't do him justice, but he had 16 and 3.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'll say
Giannis also had 5 blocks. Now, I think it should have been 4. One of those against Devin Booker was clearly a foul, but that's neither here nor there. When he had his arm, just all over him, and then when Devin Booker finally got the shot off, he blocked it. Now, that was very clearly a foul, but whatever. But the most impressive thing to me is the 17 for 19 free throws.
Yes.
Obviously, he shoots better when he's at home, but man showed up at the line, bro. Like, I'm not shooting 17 and 19 from the free throw line. So,
like, fuck, hey, this man. Hey. Hey, this man, he went from shooting like Shaq to shooting like Curry in like 2 days.
Bro, yes.
Oh, for real?
Yes. It's the biggest transformation in free throw shooting I've ever seen in my life.
Ever.
That's crazy.
Drew Holiday really hooped. He really hooped defensively. Offensively, he was bad. But whatever. He was picked up for his defense mainly, not his offense. Chris struggled into the 4th quarter. But he is a closer. He is Batman let me stop. No. Actually, he is Batman to Giannis' Superman. Superman.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. I mean, no.
Yes.
Chris is not. He's not a Batman though.
Well, in the clutch, he's Batman to Giannis' Superman.
I guess. Okay, I concede to that.
And then just the Suns. Chris Paul struggled a lot.
I don't know about that.
There will be a report soon as to what his injury was because he wasn't right. It's very clear he wasn't right.
I mean, Chris Paul, he played a good game.
Played okay, but he didn't play as well as he could have. He didn't play as good as he did in the Nuggets series or the Clippers series. Well, the Clippers series, he's struggling in that one too. But he could have played better, is what I'm saying.
Booker, that's fair enough.
Devin Booker was on and off. In this game, he only had 19, shot 8 of 22, and 0 of 7 from 3. Couldn't buy a 3-pointer. But he's young, so he has time. I was just really happy to see Giannis win, man. As much as I like Chris Paul, you just can't. It's hard to root against Giannis because us being the age we shut up. Us being the age that we are, we watched him grow into the player that he is today. So it was really nice to see him win. But
I personally wanted Devin Booker to win, but it's all good.
And I
ain't gonna lie,
we're named twins, but no.
I ain't gonna lie, this was definitely one of the finals or one of the playoff series where I'm like, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be down if either team won. Like I'll be happy. I'll be happy if Chris Paul got a ring, if Devin Booker got a ring. I'll be happy if Giannis had a ring.
I really didn't care.
It was just one of those. It was just one of those.
What do you care about?
Not Giannis. I mean, he's a cool dude. Don't get me wrong. Like he has a great personality, but
care about my hair.
Did I really care that he won the ring? Not really, nah.
But really, I care about Lockport.
I don't care about Lockport that much.
I'm gonna bring Lockport.
Really?
I mean, I go home to go home, but you know.
You go home just to go home? You don't miss home? You don't miss
I go home. I miss my family. You know what I'm saying?
You're not a true Porter.
Right. Be a true Porter.
Be true to
yourself.
Right, because it's not like I don't have a Porter shirt right over there.
Yeah. Okay. We're off topic. Okay.
You're off topic.
I want to transition to this. Blake, I'm gonna start with you. Really quick, where do you think the Suns can go from here? And then where do you think the Bucks will go from here?
All right. So I say Phoenix will
and don't say they're going back to Phoenix.
I don't know where you're getting that from, but anywho, the Phoenix will go back to. It's gonna be tough because I know there's definitely been some rumors about Chris Paul possibly going to another team.
Do you think he'll actually
do that? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, I know there's been rumors that he might go to New York. I honestly don't know. Like, I say Chris Paul should stay because there's a lot of success right there. So, I feel like they definitely need to work on their depth. Obviously, Dario Saric will have to miss out this upcoming season with the ACL tear. So they'll definitely have to find someone in replacement of him. But other than that, I say that they definitely just got to work on their depth. I mean, their 3 stars are great. They just need some help. And then Milwaukee, honestly, Giannis just has to work on that shooting. Yes, he shot well from the free throw line last game, but in general, he needs to work on his jumper. It's obvious. Chris Middleton, I don't know, probably has to work on just being a little more efficient. But for the most part, he had a pretty good series. If Jrue Holiday stays, he just got to work on his offensive game in general. I know he's mainly a defensive player. I understand. But, 4 for 20, 4 for 19, it's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. Like Milwaukee's in great hands right now. Plus, they'll get back DiVincenzo off of his injury. So they're really in good hands. So,
Alex, what about you? Where do you think the Suns will go from here, and where do you think Milwaukee should go, if anywhere?
Well, the Suns is a very interesting situation because, I really think that Chris Paul is going to take that $44 million play option because it's $44 million. Like, he's not going to get that anywhere else. I understand how impactful he is as a player. I understand what he brings to the table. At the end of the day, he's 36. All right, he's 35, 36 years old. And really the question for the Suns is that if he does take that player option, one, how much is he going to decline? Because we already know he's on the decline. So how much worse is he going to get from this season compared to next season? Mm-hmm. Another thing that they really had to focus on is DeAndre Ayton. Like I said earlier in the episode, he needs to be a more focal part in the offense because you can tell he has, like, we've seen flashes of a great post game developing within DeAndre Ayton. We see that he has the potential, in my opinion, to be like a solid 23 and 12 guy in today's NBA. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's how good I believe he is, while being like a relatively good defender. That's how good I believe he can be. And so at that point, it's just all about developing him and make him a more focal point within the offense. Mm-hmm. Devin Booker, I mean, he's only 24, but he's been in the league for like 7-8 years. Well, not 7-8 years, like 6-7 years. So I don't really understand. I don't think he's going to get much better. Maybe on the playmaking side, he can definitely take some points from Chris Paul and develop that portion of his game. Yeah. Defensively, I don't see him getting much better than what he already is, to be honest. On the Bucks side, it's definitely going to be interesting because a lot of their main pieces are definitely getting up there in age. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You good?
Oh, okay. I don't know what just happened there. Yeah. But a lot of their
Okay.
main pieces are getting up there in age. Brook Lopez. Wait, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Oh, okay.
Bro, just keep
But
talking. You're
yeah,
good.
Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez, he's bro. I hate this Zoom stuff, bro. I hate it. Well, it's not Zoom, but I just hate this internet stuff. But Brook Lopez, he's 33 already. Drew Holiday, if I'm mistaken, he's already 30, 31 years old. Same thing with Chris. He'll be in his 30s. And so the main thing is just see what their progression or their decline is going to look like. And so obviously for the Bucks, they don't really have much cap flexibility. So I fully intend for them to just really just run it back. Same thing with the Suns. They don't have much cap flexibility, especially if Chris Paul takes that player option. So for them, it's just running it back, developing their bench and their core, their young pieces, and just seeing what it do from there.
Yeah. Okay. So in terms of the Suns, like you said, with their cap, there's really not a whole lot they can do. Unless of course Chris Paul leaves, then that helps out a lot. I would advise him not to. I think there's a great foundation, similar to what you said, Blake. There's a great foundation. All they need to do is work on their depth, and I think they'll be right there. And now they're battle tested. Now they've been to the playoffs, they've been to the finals, so they know what it takes to be great. You already know Devin Booker's going to work hard. I think DeAndre Ayton now has that fire lit under him. Like, man, I could have won a title already. I almost beat the two people who came right behind me in the draft to their first title because people are already saying Luka's way better than him. Well, Luka's better than him, and so is Trey. But he was the number one pick, so he has that fire. It's like, okay, no, I'm gonna be the first to win. I would expect him to have that fire. So I expect everyone to come back better. They got to fill out their bench, but I don't think that'll be too hard, especially with how they played these playoffs. People are going to want to go to Phoenix. In terms of Milwaukee, it's hard because you can't get any big free agents there. They might have won, but it's still Milwaukee. Like
it's Milwaukee. Bro.
It's similar to Toronto. Nobody went to Toronto when they had won a title. How about they lost their best player? So, there's really not much I think they can do for the time being. I think their championship window has closed for the next couple of years. This was the one year that they would do it because the way Brooklyn's looking, they're not beating them next year if they keep that team intact. If the 76ers make some type of huge trade or Boston makes some really big trade, it depends upon what the trades look like. And Miami too, because you just never know. But I don't think they'll beat Brooklyn healthy. If Brooklyn was healthy this year, they weren't beating them. So, and then you got to look at the powers that be in the West. LeBron might be getting older, but he is still LeBron. So you still got the Lakers, you still got the Clippers for as long as Kawhi is there, although we don't know what he's going to do. There's still Portland for the time being, but you never know what's going to happen with Dame. We don't know where he's going to end up, if he ends up anywhere. The Mavericks are on the rise. So, it's just a lot of teams that, that are on the rise that I don't think Milwaukee's going to be able to get over the hump next year. At least not next year. Maybe in a couple of years. But there's really nothing much they can do right now. It's similar to what you said with the cap. So
where do you – okay, so I have a question.
I don't think they're going to win again for the next couple of years.
Like, where do you think they'll be seeded as far as like regular season goes?
Same thing.
Next year or like next
shoot, they're gonna be. I feel like they're gonna be in the top 4 easily, but I just feel like
easily they'll be in the top 4. I think they'll be.
I just feel like they're not gonna be.
They'll be second next year.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, I can see that, to be honest. I just don't think they're gonna be able to beat Brooklyn. They're not going to make it out of the East. Simple as that. So,
if Philadelphia gets Damian Lillard, they're not beating Philadelphia. So
it's a huge if.
Yeah, a huge if, but if it happens,
Huge if.
they're not beating Philadelphia. They're not beating Brooklyn. Just leave it at that. They're not beating Brooklyn. So I'll give them either the second or third seed next year in the regular season.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now,
before the show started, Alex, I know you had something you wanted to ask us. So feel
I got
free.
two.
Oh, you have two.
I have two things actually.
So I no longer care. So
no, forget you. One, I want to test y'all basketball knowledge here, right? So Giannis has become the fourth foreign-born NBA Finals MVP. Who are the other three?
Dirk Nowitzki, Akeem Olajuwon, and
I give you a hint. It happened. Definitely not you. Definitely not. Okay. Blake, you got any guesses?
What's the hint? You said you were giving.
This is so easy. It's so easy. What I want to say. It happened in the 2000s.
Oh, Tim Duncan.
And?
What do you mean and?
It was another one.
And Giannis.
I mean, Tim Duncan, he's not foreign born for real. Like he was born in the Virgin Islands.
Excuse me?
That's not foreign born for real.
That's foreign.
No, that's not. That's his nationality is American. So it's not really foreign born.
Okay.
There was one guy who was actually foreign born that won the Finals MVP. It happened in 2000s.
Tony Parker.
Yes. That was it. Blake, you suck.
I don't care.
What's the other one?
And then the other one, kind of what we touched on, unofficial episode 2, official episode 2.
We touched on it?
Yeah, we kind of,
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of touched on it. Yeah. But yeah, on, unofficial episode 2, official episode 2, but, but where do y'all rank Giannis all time?
Bro, all time?
Yes, all time. Where do y'all rank him?
So see, here's the thing. Here's why that's a really hard question, and I would save that for an entirely different episode.
Top 20.
And maybe,
but off the top of your head, what range?
Top 20.
Do I have to give him an actual position or?
No, like just give me a range, like 15 to 20, 5 to 10, something like that.
Okay, he's in between 15 and 20.
Okay. That's all I want to know.
Because, see, here's the thing. He's so young and has so much more time. But you also have to take into account, there's only one other person to ever win MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, and the All-Star Game MVP ever. Do you know who that other guy is?
I don't care about the All-Star Game MVP.
Yeah, I was about to say the All-Star MVP means absolutely nothing.
I'm just saying there are only two people who have ever done that. Do you know who's the other?
Are you talking about in the same year?
No, just like there are only two people who have ever won all four. Period.
MJ and Hakeem. Is he frozen?
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, he's frozen. So it looks like just me and you are running the show now.
Yes, sir.
You can't see me?
Yeah. Yeah, you were kind of frozen for a little bit there.
Can you see me now, though?
Yeah, I can, unfortunately.
Okay. Sadly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just them two.
Yeah, so it was MJ and Hakeem?
No, it's just MJ.
Oh, it's just MJ. I thought he probably didn't win the All-Star Game MVP. Yeah.
It's just MJ.
Oh, yeah.
And that is elite company for him to be in the same conversation as my son. Do you
hear me? Your son. But yeah.
I raised MJ. I made him the player that he is.
Hey, all I'm going to say is I'm excited to see these all-time lists. I'm excited to see our all-time list.
Hints to the next episode.
Where's Giannis right now in the NBA right now? Like
in the current NBA?
Yes, he's currently.
He's the best player. He's the best player. He's the best player.
Okay. You look like you don't agree.
Okay.
But we can debate that on the next episode.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So thank you guys for coming out. This video will get posted. We will not have another ghost episode. So, let us know in the comments what you guys thought. If there's any topics you guys want to hear, we'll be sure to take that into account. And who knows, you might even hear it on the show for one of our shows in the future. Alex, Blake, any last words before we sign off?
Follow me on Instagram right here.
Don't do that. Actually, go report that page. But what you can do, bro, what just happened? Why is the same thing happening? All right, anywho, bro, what you can do is follow me on Instagram. Bro, I don't know what just happened there. But you can follow me on Instagram. But yeah, I hope all you guys have a great day. Definitely go out, enjoy life. It's a nice day outside. It's all, sunny and whatnot. So yeah, go do that. Enjoy life. And that's all I got to say. It's my TED Talk.
Follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is more interesting than both of theirs. You know what I'm saying? So
like you literally don't post anything.
Definitely follow me on Instagram.
You really don't post anything interesting. It's just pictures of you looking, bro. It's just pictures of you looking down.
It's you looking like
Alex,
this.
That's all it
Alex,
is.
Alex,
is that that picture of him?
Or that one where he on the car? The one where he on the car?
Hey, Alex, let's be honest. Hey, Alex, let's be honest. You don't post, period. So
that is
you're
true.
right.
You're pretty bad.
I know. That's why I tell people to follow my Snap.
Follow your what?
My Snap.
You don't post on that either. So
okay.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
Okay. I'm tired of talking to you two. Thank you for coming out to get into it. The official second episode. Yes, sir. I'll holler at you guys later. Take it easy.